In this video, I'm going to show you how to install new fonts. So how do I install new fonts? You'll notice that when you're in some program like Microsoft Word, you could choose different fonts. And you can see here, I am choosing different fonts. And there's a list here by which I could choose. But what if the font I want isn't here? I could go onto the web and I could search for things like I could search on Google for free fonts. And there's a bunch of different free font places, right? And so I can check out these free font places to font squirrel. And one thing you should know is that I was just reading about installing fonts, and it said make sure you trust the source from where you get the fonts. And I'm not sure whether or not a font could carry a virus or not. Maybe it could. So be careful. But here's a source that I do trust, google.com. Yeah, Google, right? Obviously. Google Fonts. So if you just go and look for Google Fonts, you could come to Google Fonts and you can look through them. And so I'm just looking through them, and here are different fonts, and that's kind of interesting. That's kind of fun, you know, all kinds of different fonts. I don't know. Do I see any that I want? Let's go with that one. And I'm going to add this to my collection. And then I could go to Quick Use, see what that says. And it tells me a little bit. And then I click over here, download, bam. And it says download as a zip file, bam. And now I come down here and here's my zip file and I choose open. And then in Windows, all you do, it changes actually from Windows versions, but I search for Windows 7 installing fonts. If you're running Windows 8, search for Windows 8. If it's XP, search for something else. But all you do for Windows 7 is you double click the TTF file, true type font, or there's sometimes other files, OTF, things like that. A TXT file is just information about the font. But I double click this and it says, here's what it'll look like. And I could choose install. And it just installed my font. So that's Seymour 1 is the name of that font. And so now if I go back here to Microsoft Word, will it show up? SSSSSEY, Seymour 1. Seymour 1 is now one of my choices. SSEY, Seymour 1. That's how you install a new font. If you're doing it in a Mac, right? Here's how you do it in a Mac. You could just Google how to install fonts on a Mac. But that's how you add fonts to your computer.